Hello again everyone, thank you for joining me, I hope you're all well. Okay, so back in Medieval Dynasty, and yeah, I completely forgot, just by accident, I forgot to say that I did receive this for free, this game, but it's not sponsored or anything like that. I can say whatever I like about it, so I have put a disclaimer in the comments section of the last episode, but yeah, just so you know, it is free, but yeah, not sponsored, and all my reviews on my channel are honest and genuine. But yeah, so let's get that out of the way. And yeah, in the last one, we needed to go and do some of these missions. So there's someone up here that we need to speak to. Is it this bloke? Hello. How you doing? Looking at the proud house owner from the valley, and I'm back bearing beers. Oh yeah, I've forgotten about that. A job well done indeed. All right, let me wet my throat with this amber goodness and start reminiscing. I knew your uncle for 22 years before he died. He was my best and truest friend, a brother actually. I remember the day we met as if it was yesterday. I was 25 at the time, living in the big city of there where I was born. You could say I hated that place, but still, it was the only home I ever knew. Maybe someday I'll tell you more about that. Anyway, I was forced to take care of my own, so I did. Doing the only thing I could. Stealing. You were a thief? I was, and a bloody good one, if I might say. Picking pockets was my bread and butter. I could steal a piece of steak right from your fork, and you wouldn't even notice. It wasn't greed that motivated me, just survival. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy the process. Stealing is still a crime, no matter the motivation. I'd say you'll want to wait and hear a bit more before getting all high and mighty on me. I'm sorry, go on. We had an annual festival. It always brought a whole bunch of outsiders to town. You can imagine what that meant for a man in my profession. I could do a day's worth of work in a matter of minutes. I grabbed a few coins here and there, some jewellery, a pair of new boots, and then I saw a nobleman with a money bag strapped to his belt. It was basically begging to be set free. I sneaked behind him in the crowd like I did 1,000 times before, child's play. I gently grabbed the pouch, did a little shimmy magic, and there it was, sitting neatly in my palm. Just needed to turn around and disappear like always. And then wham. What happened? I was punched in the face by what felt like a ball, and I was so shocked I didn't even realise what had happened until I hit the ground. My head was pounding. I could barely see straight. And do you know what was the first thing I saw next? Another blow coming? No, a smile, a big radiant smile on the face of a man with two different eyes. It was your uncle, the one I took for a nobleman. He stuck his hand out, helped me get up, and offered me a beer. Did he realise you were trying to rob him? Of course he did. I don't get it. That's just how your uncle was, you see. What is going on? You see, your uncle was deadly clever, smartest man I've ever known, hands down. He could see the world like nobody else, predict things. He was always at least a dozen steps ahead of anyone else. So, on a rare occasion that somebody surprised him, he was intrigued. And he wasn't expecting you... Okay, indeed. Apparently, even despite my failure, I was still the one that came the closest to robbing him, and he liked that. So I'm guessing you accepted his invitation, right? I didn't really have a choice, did I? I was terrified of the guy at that moment. So we went. He took me to the most expensive and most crowded tavern in the whole town. Remember that it was the day of the festival. Even entering that place was next to impossible. He didn't seem to care, though. In the matter of seconds, we were sitting at the table being serviced by two barmaids at the same time. It was surreal. In my mind, there was only one explanation. He owned the place. And did he? Not at all. It was his first time there. It felt like a dream, to be honest, especially with me still being dazed after that punch. I was still sure he was a nobleman. His manners, his clothes, the way he talked and moved. And then he chugged a beer like it was a race. Wiped the face with his sleeve and burped like a drum. He went from the lord to the savage like that. Snaps fingers. I relived that moment a dozen times until I realised why he did that. It wasn't a mistake. Oh no. No laziness, no moment of weakness. He wanted me to see it, to understand it. Understand what? That he was full of crap. You see, your uncle was one of a kind. He was a true master of arms, and his weapon of choice was his confidence. What does that mean? Imagine a closed door with 2 armed guards at its sides, and you want what's inside. What are your options? You can force yourself in, bribe the guards, try to pick a lock. But your uncle, he just holds his head up high, walks right in, and demands the door to be open. Yeah, I'm going to be straight with you. It all sounds made up. It surely does. I and the pack were the only ones that have seen behind the scenes of his show. And even for us, it was unbelievable at times. The pack? Oh dear. There is so much more you still don't know. Our story hasn't even really begun, but it's getting late. Come on, you can't just leave me hanging like that. Alright, I'm going to tell you a bit more. After that beer we had a couple more. Then some mead, if I remember correctly. We were talking about our past, our dreams, convictions. Started making some drunk and absurd plans. I thought we were joking, to be honest. The next thing I remember is waking up in silk sheets. I'm guessing they weren't yours, correct? Are you kidding? It was the first time I even touched fabric like that. The ceiling in the chamber was so high, it could fit a giant, and I thought I was dreaming. Then the servants walked in. I was ready to flee, but instead of fighting me, they presented me with breakfast. Really? How come? It was all your uncle's doing. I've never found out how he managed to pull it off. Whenever I asked, he just burst into laughter. Even years after, needless to say, I left there with him on that day. The first time I went outside of the town's walls and never came back. That was the day the pack was born, and 3 years later, there were 5 of us, a real team, a family. We called ourselves the Reminders. Oh, how I wish I could be there. It all sounds incredible. I've never had adventures like that and probably never will. Easy, my boy. It wasn't always fun and lovely, but it's a tale for another time. It really did get late, and I'm sure you still have a lot of work to do. Come and find me tomorrow. We'll talk some more. Okay. Cheers. I can't bloody wait. Right. What's this? Okay. We don't want that. Well, we do, but we're not going to go and nick. So, am I meant to be? What can I do you for? I don't recognise you. Are you new here? Came from the south, looking for a new place for myself where I can start a new life. Good luck to you then. Cheers, mate. As for me, I'm a farmer. My job is to cultivate fields. In fact, I do the same work every day, year by year. Doesn't it get boring over time? If I was you, I would die of monotony. Of course it bores me. How long can you do the same thing for in your life, over and over again? But my family needs my help. I'm doing my best to provide for them. Didn't mean to offend you. Sorry, mate. There's no need for you to apologise. I'm a little bit annoyed and short-tempered recently. There is a delicate matter that won't let me focus on my work. Okay, what's that? Maybe I could be of some aid. It may seem petty, but I'm really tired of my mother's conflict with her son. We'll call him Dale. Won't leave my little sister. Oh dear. Alright, mate. I understand it's just a game for him after all. When I was his age, I played with Dobro, his older sister. I pretended to be a knight, equipped with a stick instead of a sword. But anyway, I managed to protect her honour. Like every knight does. It's adorable in its way. Anyway, let's get down to earth. I think he needs something to keep him busy, away from my sister. Okay. Yeah. I'll beat him up, mate. Okay, so there's going to be lots of conquests and everything to do, isn't there? What's through here? Yeah, I'd like to be able to make a bow and arrow because, yeah, I'm not very good at spear stuff. Okay, we might as well grab some of these seeing as we're here. Yeah, we'll have some sticks as well. I presume we're not going to get in trouble for all this. So we've got to survive the season and then wait for the next day. How are we doing for water? Water's alright, food's a little bit low, isn't it? Right, that'll do. Okay. That's Sakura. Hello, how are we doing? Both alright?
Hello.
That was a bit weird. Oh, there, I've been exploring this realm for some time now. I'm still looking for a place to settle, though. What can I do for you? Have you had anything interesting recently? You should go to this place. Supposedly, there's someone in need of your assistance. Okay. I'm going to click this because I don't know what's going to happen. Madam. Okay. Alright.
Have a good day.
You too. So how old is my character meant to be then? Hello mate, I'm going to stand on this fire. What do you think of this? Oh. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Well, I think he was impressed. Hello.
My grandpa used to say, when nothing hurts you, you were dead.
Okay, that's very positive. Isn't it? Yeah. What's in your house? Can I walk in here? Oh. Wake up, mate. House on fire. Okay, so we can go robbing, but we're not going to do robbing unless there's someone really rich around. Why did it just have... Look, there's a little money bag there. Okay, I think we should go and sleep. Have I got... Yeah, I've got a little bit of food on us. Dried meat. Can be consumed. But I think we should probably make a little fireplace. I doubt I can use any of theirs. So let's go and do that quickly if we can. We've also got that rabbit trap as well. Yeah, so we'll see whether anything's been caught in that. Yeah, so if you didn't see it, this little place here is ours. Right, and we do seem to have got a rabbit. Okay, sorry, mate. Right, we'll arm that. And, yeah, the graphics are very nice on here. Yeah. Right, so... furniture, maybe? There we go, campfire. Simple campfire. Hopefully we can cook on this. Let's just pop it here for now. Light a fire. Oh. Craft. Here we go. Roasted meat. Yeah, let's just make all of it, shall we? I might regret that. Who knows? Boom. Okay. And so I just noticed you can steep next to the fire as well. So dried meat, roasted meat. Here we go. Eat. So let's watch this go up. Nice. And yeah, might as well. Boom. So what can I do with this then? Okay. So dried meat probably lasts longer or something. We seem to have 20 of them. Okay, interesting. We could do some water. Let's go and have a little drink. Yeah, so this must be a river because we can drink from it. Rather than salt water. Hello, there we go. Okay, and it fills you right up. Nice. Well, I won't worry about the torch. Let's just go and sleep, get it done. Have some of that. Yeah, looks cool. Be even cooler if there were shooting stars. Right. We've got no lights in here. Okay. We could have cooked it in here. It doesn't matter. So, can I destroy this? No. Destroy? Okay, yeah, we'll get rid of that. And then we'll pretend it didn't happen. God, it looks good. It looks really good. Okay, so we've got things that we can be doing now. And, yeah, our hunger and thirst is fine. If you didn't see it as well, I did turn stamina off because it's something that I don't particularly enjoy in games. So our stamina will never drain. Hello, how you doing? You alright? Right. Right, 13 meters, 14. Here we go. Hello. How you doing?
Oh, damn, woman. Surely being a Castellan's harder than in keeping.
Are you getting settled? The Valley have treated me nicely so far. That's wonderful. But you come at a poor time. My duties await me. Okay, everything alright? Yeah, it is. It's... I'm not sure, to be honest. There's been a murder. A murder? A murder. Okay. Just about to go to the crime scene and question the witnesses, and honestly, I don't know what to expect. I'm sure you'll take good care of the matter. Time will tell. Yes. Even it will break. Jokes aside, that's really a serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment, but I believe there is someone you should meet. His name is Sam. He was one of us, the pack, I mean. Are you serious? And he lives here in the valley? That's right, all of them do actually. Here, I've marked Sam's house on your map. You should pay him a visit. Great, I'll get there straight away. But beware, calling Sam friendly is like calling being stung by a bee right on the tip of your manhood pleasant. I'm sure you're exaggerating. It was part of the reminders, after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way then. Nice. Okay. Right, so it's
not much, but it's
really far away. Hello, you looking out for your sister? I hope so. Oh, we're meant to talk to him? Or maybe not. Okay, I think it's just an option. Right, back in the pub. Hello, you alright? Who am I meant to be talking to here?
I traveled the world and the 7 seas just to get these items.
Hello.
I believe we haven't met before.
We haven't. Can I help you with something? Can you help me with an errand? What's it about? I pledged to create some pants for local folk, but I ran out of materials. I'll reward you, of course. Okay. So we need some old rags. Okay. I don't want to get loads of quests going at once.
Just a little bit of courage, and you will find a wife.
That's her, isn't it? She's a bit weird. So talk to this person. So have we got to go 730 meters? My goodness. Hello, who are you? You some kind of trader, mate? Or oh, you're a taxi.
Hello.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Sorry,
Take
mate.
care.
Wasted your time. See you later. Have a good one, mate. So we need to go over here. Right, so there's ducks here. Hello. Yeah, it's very pretty. So if I go up here, does it kind of unlock anything? Can I? No. You might be able to, I don't know. How to make a fool of yourself. Okay, so there's lots of people we can be speaking to. Right, 500 meters. Why does everyone have to be so far away? Maybe I should have got a taxi. Hello. I feel like we're gonna get attacked in a minute by a bear or something. Hawk, crow, okay. That's right, it's nice exploring anyway, isn't it? Especially with stamina turned off. Get a couple of them, why not? There's mushrooms down there as well. Fox, I like foxes. Wolf, I like wolves as well. Oh, come on now. Hello, mate, you alright? No, leave us alone, mate. Back in a bit. Okay, so this game's quite brutal. But anyway, we're here now. Hello, mate. I think you're lost, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Wait a second. Look me in the eye and stop shivering for crying out loud. Black and blue. Okay, yep. And how do you know that? I was talking with Uni. He told me that you were a part of the reminders as well. Part of what now? The pack. The one with Uni and Lorden. I've never heard this idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry. Maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist. Oh my, that's so much worse. Whatever, what do you know? What are you, like 12? Normally I would argue with you about that, but I'm afraid you'll kick the bucket during the dispute, old man. Oh, there is something. I would kick for sure, so smart choice, snot. Anyway, I would love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures all together. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. I hope he's being sarcastic. Oh my, really? No, leave my property and forget where it is. Oh, come on, it'll just take a moment really. Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist? And what did you do exactly as the pack? You don't know what we did? You didn't get to that part yet. Alright, but be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right, it all started when your uncle left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I remember correctly. That clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could. But cleverness at such a young age always means two things, being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on a big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed. A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots, but none of them was him. Either way, he was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks, and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter, back then at least, so berries and mushrooms was all he could get, so obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. He managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labour had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorching suns, knees pulsating from the pain. I must say, you're an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he had done. Went to the lord of the manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies of all the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all that was ruined by the hand of the lord holding a couple of lousy coins. He was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the lord, disgusting, replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly which buzzes too loudly? Both of the lord's palms struck Lordan's ears with the strength of the ox. He fell to the ground stunned, and the lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins while doing so. If I may add, it wasn't until evening when he regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought of revenge. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close, so he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. He was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. What happened next? What came later was me becoming bored of this conversation. Go away. I can do whatever I want. Screw your things. What do you mean? I mean, I'll finish the damn story when you do what I'll tell you to, understood? Okay, here, grab this shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it will do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay for me. On it. Okay, I'm going to quick save, because, yeah, the area that I'm in is quite difficult. So, is it going to show up on here? No, so he said behind his house. Is that going to be it? Is this it? Don't know. What's that? Strange deer figurine. It doesn't say steel, so we'll pick that up. Okay. Bizarre. And do we need to pop this in a thing? Put that in 6. Yeah, clay deposit. Nice. Okay. And then over here. So our running speed is reduced now. Yep, that's not one. Okay, that's going to be another one. Yeah, so I struggle to read the text a little bit, I've got to admit. It's because I'm not used to it. I'm not used to fancy font. And there does seem to be a little bit too much dialogue for having no... Why can't I move? I'm stuck. Or is this just where we've got so much on us? Can we drop something? Yeah, we've got loads of meat. Or eat something. How are our stats? Let's try and eat some of this. See whether that frees us up a little bit. Yeah, still can't move. What's occurring here? Okay, we're going to have to drop loads of stuff, aren't we? So, weight. Can we sort by weight? Wooden hammer. Yeah, we'll just drop that for now. Okay, can we move now? Nope. Have we got some kind of carry more? I'll be back in a minute. I'll try and sort this out. Okay, so I just dropped the stone, so I can probably pick that up now. Yeah, there we go. So you just stop moving at that point. I'm not going to pick that up because we're just going to be encumbered again. I will take that because I don't really understand what's going on. Surely we can sell them. They're handmade. Right, let's get rid of this clay and then we should be able to walk a little bit quicker. Jump his fence. Oh mate, I've got your clay. Alright. So, as I've already said, he wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing, an unusual ability. You see, from an early age, he was an exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells really. Calm, steady breaths. Eye contact held all the way. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest of situations, but it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. It was as natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. I swear, you little brat, interrupt me one more time, you will meet my wrath. Relax, I'm all ears. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's really hard to believe that it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole set of clothes worthy of the most wealthy nobleman, the finest of fabrics, silken threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it, you may ask? It's simple, he didn't pay for it. So he stole it. I said no such thing. He wasn't a thief, not in the traditional meaning of the word at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? While wearing his new clothes, he travelled to the castle of the king of that realm and entered it. Okay. You're absolutely right, it's mad to even consider trying to pull that off, but he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been the first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Eyes? Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was bedding his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? So, the queen. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle and lay with the queen. Exactly that. You were right. That is the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard of. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What has he accomplished by that? After that, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside, and told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with the company of a strange man sneaking into one of her chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen that in bed with a man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. He couldn't really punish his wife. That would be bad for his reputation, but he could pursue the lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, he was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable into the sunset. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one thing that Lorden left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the Queen, his name, not his real name, of course. The name he used when introducing himself to the Queen was Mr. Jolly Roger. Precisely. Now you get it. Yeah. Okay. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be in Lorgan's style. The Queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon where he spent all the days he had left. He was amazing, all that with just the power of his wits and speech. He surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. He didn't really do that great though, did he? Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. He didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, did that for sport. People used to call him laundryman because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth, like unwanted kittens. He needed to stop him, and he did, but that's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, someone had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then, with just an uncanny perfect timing, came a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all the possessions of his sentenced relative, but Lorden didn't want any of that, not for himself, so he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He is still probably worshipped there, I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. One for the tailor, another one for the stableman he took the horse from, and the last one for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you he wasn't a thief, and that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us. So nothing of that may be true at all, but that's just how it was with Lorden. Alright, I get it now. When I said he didn't do that well, yeah, I got confused. Yeah. I've never met anyone else like that. Don't get me wrong, he had his flaws, but the things he could do, his tongue wasn't even silver. It was made out of pure gold. Oh, I thought it would be obvious now. On that day his mission was born, he knew that he spoiled rotten elites like that were scattered all around the world, draining life and dignity from the hard-working simple folk, and that he was capable of stopping them, to some extent at least. So that's exactly what he started doing, overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. Sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, I mean, he, yeah, I guess you could say that. So how did you join the pack? He was working solo until he met Uni. That rat's agile fingers could work where Logan's tongue didn't. And then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, integrity. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the time, so I gave them a chance, and finally the pack started to really make a difference. But I don't like to brag, yeah, it seems like it may. Humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. People at my level don't need to boast about our skills. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody. So it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back ever. Yeah, I don't care, leave now, and in return for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Uni. It's his favourite, a knuckle sandwich. Okay, right, see you later. There's a lot of reading in this game. A lot of reading. Right, let's do a quick save and then we'll just risk it. Oh, we're so encumbered. Gonna have to drop the clay, aren't I? Can I not make a bag or something? Handcrafting? Nope. Oh, well, I didn't want to drop everything. Alright, I'll see you over there in a moment. Okay, so you can actually put on unlimited carrying weight, so really have thought of people like me, haven't they? Hoarders. It's one of the reasons why I had to stop playing Fallout, was because I just can't help but pick everything up. Okay. Right, so let's go and deliver this meal. No, not meal. What am I doing? I can't even remember. Hello, madam, how are you doing? What time are we at? 41 minutes.
Now multiply by the settlers.
Hello.
Carry the 1. Yeah. It should be something
There
around
was
that.
a man in Borovo
How you doing?
who didn't trust
I've talked to him.
apprentice, so he always preferred
He's
to
a
swim
sweetheart, isn't
across
he?
the river.
The sweetest, like a jar of honey. Did he tell... He did tell me about my uncle, though, the story about the Lord of the Orchards. He has some unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? Yes, he really does. I was downright astonished by that. Oh my goodness, so much reading. One time, I swear he went for over a year without speaking a single word, but when we were sitting by the fire, he remembered some anecdote. Laughed out loud and began his tale. Went from a total mute to the master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping, it was hard not to listen. He even did voices, but after finishing, he became silent again. I've never fully understood that side of him. A theatre genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. He actually asked me to give you something. Really? And what was that? A knuckle sandwich. Yeah, that sounds exactly like Sam. So, are you going to deliver? Do you want me to? Oh, sure, I love people punch me in the face. Around the valley, I'm known for it. Would you be so kind and do it for free, though? I'm all out of being punched in the face budget. Okay, you're joking. I started worrying there for a second. Don't. Sam just likes to say crap like that. But if he asks, I'll tell him you knocked me out cold, just out of curiosity. What did Sam tell you about him becoming part of the pack? He said that you were looking for the best to recruit and that he was an obvious choice. Yeah, that seems like something he would say. Well, he was clearly full of crap. It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Lorden did. But that wasn't a matter of choice. He's bored. So am I, mate. When Lorden and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly. Too easy, even. We were doing a lot of good, putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. Then we let our guard down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher-ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors, bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most lucrative business was selling a living merchandise. And no, I'm not talking about animals. Please don't say it. Slavery was strictly forbidden in that realm. The Queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children, forced to fight rats for the poor little rations they were being given in the damp dungeon they were held in. The guild referred quantity over quality. That's what I do on my channel. So they didn't care about diseases and they didn't tend to wounds. Sometimes it took them weeks to get the dead out of the cages. Survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting of the least fortunate. It was simply horrible if you ask me. All of the damned guild deserved a cruel and slow death. That wasn't how we operated. Lorden made it very clear from day one. We were never to take a life. That was the most important of the rules. Oh god, there's so much reading. Hello, mate. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out. The carriage is full of broken people. Even the horses kept their heads low. Mourning the despair in the air was even more poisonous than the stench of the rotting flesh. And in all that, we forgot to make ourselves safe as well. We were caught by the mercenaries who brought us to the torture chamber. Mate, I'm trying to talk here. Yeah, this gruesome place had an even worse room hidden inside. The vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent their worst torturer right away. I was horror-struck, truly petrified, could barely breathe. Lorden didn't say a word, just looked at me. His eyes were relaxed but focused. I realised he wanted me to be calm as well, but I just couldn't. He went first. The torturer strapped Lorden to a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones. In a matter of seconds, Lorden's face looked like a bloody pulp. The only thing poking through it was his smile. It was one of many times I wondered if he was even human. The torturer quickly realised that he needed different tools for such a unique specimen and went to grab his blades. That's when Lorden started talking. He was making him offers one after another, but the torturer just kept carving his torso like he was preparing a steak to be grilled. There was so much blood I could taste in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just to run away from all of that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. Is this going to be Sam? That's horrible. Suddenly the torturer stopped. He looked at me and back at Lorden. This was the only thing he said. If you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Lorden just nodded. So he untied us both and helped us escape. There were more mercenaries on our way, heavily armed. No one stopped us. Even they were terrified of that guy. We managed to get out in one piece, or at least alive. Lorden's wounds wouldn't heal for weeks, and even after that he was scarred so badly it looked like he had chainmail stitched to his skin. But we had escaped death, and its emissary became one of us. Yes. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's so much reading. My voice can't take this. I talk for a living. Yeah, I'm going to have to skip through this. It's 48 minutes anyway. Yeah, so that it would be lovely if they had voice actors. But I do think that even with voice actors, this goes on too long. Like, can I save it here? Nope.
I love when nature comes back to life.
The lip syncing is excellent. Okay. Mate, are you pretending to be Homer Simpson? Bugger off back. Yeah, the NPCs are great, aren't they? They really are. But yeah, it's too much talking. Way too much talking. And it's not just little bits of dialogue. It's like a sodding book. So that might become a little bit problematic. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice. Because, yeah, obviously I talk for work. And I'm just about to start bar work again. So that means shouting for work. So yeah, don't know what to do now. But yeah, we'll go and sleep. So it's daytime again. Sleep till next season. Okay. Well, that's something. Okay. It's raining. English summer. Yeah, so I'm going to have to leave this one here. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I do really... I've just noticed something. One of the things is successful flirting up there. Yeah, I do really appreciate each and every view. And if you've liked this, please feel free to join me in the next one. So, cheers everyone, and bye for now.